One thing that the new subscribers to this channel won't know is that around about Halloween time every year, I tend to do something a bit weird. So if you've subscribed more recently and you haven't seen me doing anything weird, then stay subscribed, because weirdness is on its way. As is traditional, I don't know what's going to happen. Never do. So just give me a moment to just like get myself a bit more tranquil. State of mind you need to do this sort of thing is essentially spiritual, it's uplifted, it's, you know, there's a certain level of tranquility. People within the pagan community speak about the idea of perfect love and perfect trust. This is like an emotional state of peace and acceptance in which you can get a bit more receptive. And so that's something you need to bear in mind if you're going to play around with all of this stuff. You need to have more positive emotionality rather than negative emotionality. You have to be open, you can't be hurried. You can't have a state of mind whereby you're perpetually observing what's going on inside you and what's going on outside, as if you're a scientist measuring like you know, different gradients on a test tube or some stuff like that. You can't do that with this type of experiment. It's got to be calm, relaxed, tranquil, open, reverent, spiritual, prayerful, for want of a better phrase. Because that's a state of mind in which you can be more receptive. If you're very skilled at doing this, then what you'll try and do is create for yourself a higher frequency of brainwave activity, which essentially comes from thinking upwards, thinking about expanding at the top of your head, your crown chakra opening, that sort of thing. Similar types of mental experiences can be had by people of faith if they wanted to get involved with this stuff, then praying extensively for a long period of time to help bring about that tranquility. Or if you're doing meditation and chanting, that will be a brilliant way of doing things. But your emphasis has got to be on being open. It's got to be on being tranquil, reverent. And the only form of sensitivity you should be having is the things which is popping into your mind. So training yourself through mindfulness beforehand is very useful. Anyway, that's enough of the training part of this video over and done with. Now it's a question of seeing whether I can actually get on and actually hold a conversation with somebody. And I'm getting a feeling of a presence that appears to be standing in front of me to the left and is looking down and is curious about what I'm doing. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm guessing that you're there. If you can find some way of talking to me through this particular device, that will be useful. Can you give me your first name? K. A. R. E. N. So it looks like it's a female entity or a female being who appears to identify with the name of Karen. This being the 21st century, we'll say that they identify as being female as well, okay? Karen, can you tell me something about yourself that would be of interest to myself or interest to my audience? Can you tell me what you did in your youth? L. A. C. E. Lace. Did you make lace? Yes. Okay, so were you in a factory or a company that was making lace? Were you actually operating like the machinery, and were you doing it by hand? Yes. What were the downfalls of working in the lace trade? E. Y. E. S. Eyes. So your eyesight, is that correct? N. O. S. P. E. C. SPEC. Do you mean spectacles? You mean there was no spectacles? Were they... Was it that you just could not afford spectacles, but they were available? Okay. So, like, at what age did you have to leave the lace trade? Four, 6, 46. What did you do for the rest of your life? What was the rest of your career about? Can I ask at what age you passed? 5. Oh, 50. So was it that your eyesight went downhill and then you couldn't work anymore? Yes. I'm sorry you've been through so much. And I thank you for your time. Maybe we'll talk again soon. Yes. Goodbye.